My man Travis here is going to take up a nice, comfortable, shoulder width apart stance. He's on the balls of his feet. His knees are slightly bent. He's slightly bent at the waist. Shoulders maybe just a little bit forward. If I were to hang a plumb bob from the front of his belt, it's a weight that tells you, what the vertical line is. It should be dangling right between about his big toes. Okay? If you were to stand totally flat-footed and erect, it'd be between your arches. That's not where we want to be. Flat-footed and erect, when people start shooting, starts turning into this. That's not how you fight. That's how you get knocked on your ass. Okay, so balls on the weight of his feet, knees slightly bent, hips slightly bent, shoulders relaxed. The stance is athletic. I should be able to move in any direction at any time. I actually like to turn and think about pushing sideways with both feet. So I'm pushing out and I'm nice and relaxed here. I can change directions quickly because being able to move is the key to surviving a gunfight.
I want you guys to repeat after me. Movement is life. Movement is life. All right. If you're in a gunfight and you are standing still and you are fighting us, we're going to have a really, really easy time.
Super easy.
Yeah, super, super duper easy.
If it even gets that far.
Yeah. Movement is life. You want to move at every opportunity. When you're reloading, you're moving. When you're shooting, you're moving. When you're winning, you're moving. Or you're dead.
The combat isosceles, which I think Tim coined earlier this week, right? The reason why we call it that is because it's the shape that our upper body forms with our arms when we have our arms at presentation. This is an isosceles triangle. So if the target is down that range, or what these gentlemen want to engage is at that range, take a look at their hips. Their hips are squared to the target. Because their hips are squared to the target, their shoulders are squared to the target. And because their shoulders are squared to the target, that pistol is lining up perfectly nice in center line of their body, which enables them to absorb the recoil with as little effort as possible, right? Which means that we can now relax and get to better stuff like pulling that trigger properly. So modern isosceles, these guys are going to take up a good, nice presentation, right? Hip square, shoulder square. Move around to the left side, please. Everybody on this side.
It's a blue gun. You can go in front of us.
Yes. They cannot.
They don't shoot.
Okay. I want you to go over this side and bring it in closer, right? There's no need to be so far away. Bring it in closer. Move this way.
I'm fine.
Okay. These guys are going to go ahead and take up their presentation of that pistol. If you notice the hands, front sight post, rear sight post, wrist of strong hand, elbow of strong hand out of the holster form one perfect straight line. On that draw, when they present that gun, this thumb is going to create space. It's starting deep in that back strap up underneath that beaver tail, but that left hand is nice and high, and for the most part, it's also forming a straight line pointing at the target that they want to engage. Grip starts sooner rather than later. We don't establish this grip at full presentation. We establish this grip soon. Right out of the holster, you think about grabbing the gun with your left hand as you present that pistol towards target. Some more specific things, right, that are really going to help with this, right? We call this thumb stack or the clamshell grip. I challenge you to find anybody who's not a world-class great shooter who doesn't use this technique. It's pretty much this and then nothing else, right? Anything other than this is unacceptable. The grip starts early. The reason it starts early is because he is setting a fulcrum on the front strap of the pistol with his hands. And as he presses out, right, the back end of that pistol begins to get crushed, not with raw grip strength from your hands, because not everybody has that, but because you're using science and math.
Science, bitches.
You set the fulcrum early and you crush it. Go ahead and grab and be about a position 3, okay? It's a little bit loose. He's not going to squeeze harder. If I were to take my pinky finger and press out, now go ahead, I feel it start to crush my hand. Okay, one at a time. Pinky over the top. Okay? I'm squeezing the pistol hard. I'm not even at presentation yet. I could break that. I have not squeezed harder. All I'm doing is closing the gap. So now you do it. All right, pinky in there. I squeeze hard. You feel that start to crush?
Yeah.
So we have our thumb stack grip. We have all the space taken away. Tim was to point his pistol at the sky for me. Elbows bent. If I were to look at the bottom, holy cow, he has a nice 360-degree surface touch on the entire pistol, right? There's no gaps, there's no spaces, right? The pistol is going to travel between the path of least resistance. So if you create a path of least resistance, that gun's going to move through it. That's a bad thing. All right? Stay out there, guys. I know you're getting tired. Sorry. Your hand works bisected, right? If I try to squeeze real hard with the whole thing, this is going to be really difficult. I want to think about just squeezing here, because I can squeeze here and keep this nice and loose. So you're going to grip hard on the bottom half of both hands. You're going to be really tight from here down, right? Nice firm forearm strength. From here up, nice and loose, right? Man, I can move those muscles. Tight, loose.
Kind of loose.
Shoulders, go ahead and grab your pistols, present, and then just lower the gun in front of you, maintaining your two-hand grip. The way shoulders, head are right here. If he just lifted the gun to his eye, same position. Elbows neutral, shoulder neutral, head neutral, right? I don't want to move my head, I want to move the gun to my eyes. The more he starts to drive his head down, the more he distorts his vision because he's not looking through his optimal 15% or 15 degree of his eye cone. You actually start getting false information. The sight picture you see is not real, and you can miss shots even though you think that your sights are on target. These are small muscles, these are big muscles. If I have these big muscles engaged while these small muscles are engaged, the small muscles will break first, which means recoil looks like this. I want to be tight from here down, loose from here up, and I want recoil to look like this. That happens from this being tight and this being loose.